From Washington, D.C., this is the Beyond the Dumbbells Show, your source of information and inspiration for living an audacious life. Hear interviews and social banter with special guests on Fitspiration and news from around the globe. Here are your hosts, fitness and lifestyle experts, Brian and Jenny Sweeney.
Come on.
It's your thing.
my thing.
There's nothing wrong with it. I was going to try to come up with a thing, but that's so not me.
I get stage fright.
I'm no creature of habit.
So I just make noises. I'd make faces, but you can't see them.
I could see them.
I can make faces, yeah.
You make good faces.
So we're getting ready. I thought it was a cool topic, and Jenny goes, "That's really boring." So now I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Okay, but let me clarify. I said it's really boring because we've talked about it for like a decade plus.
People's lives are going to get enriched by this topic. Right now, they're hanging. They're like, I wonder what truth and knowledge they're going to drop on us right now.
I would say the people who listen to hear you talk are waiting, and the people who listen to me talk are like, maybe I should just tune out since she thinks
If
it's
Jenny
boring.
doesn't like it, I'm not going to like it. I bring you on so people don't leave. If Jen's here, I know you listen a little. If it's just me, I get tired of hearing my own voice.
I also want to clarify, too, that just because it's boring does not mean it's a very, very good topic, which it is.
All right.
Let's do it.
Now we're building up anticipation because I geek out on nutraceuticals hard.
Boring.
Supplements. I get more excited about food and supplements than exercise. Because to me, I've been doing exercise for so long, it's very tough to be, really sexy with exercise.
But it's very fun to be sexy about supplements.
Supplements are sexy because there's a lot of mystique. People don't know what they're doing. With exercise, it's like teaching people how to walk. I mean, after you're like, yeah, dude, I get it. There's not a whole lot you can show me here.
Well, you're a huge knowledge person. Like you love teaching and learning.
I do.
Yes. Whereas me, maybe not so much.
So I'm going to title myself. So it's been 3 years. I was recognized by a big national fitness company as the educator of the year.
I know you are. You deserve it more than anybody I know.
So I do love teaching, and I love teaching to the benefit of others. So,
Definitely.
I had it in my head one day I was going to be a teacher, but then I don't like kids. So that fell apart.
And then, yes.
That fell apart very fast.
You kind of are a teacher, though.
I am a teacher. I am.
Yeah, just not, there's no degree that says you teach, but
That's right.
I'd say all this certifications and stuff you have, you're definitely a teacher. But like I said, you're a teacher and a learner equally.
I have a PhD in life.
You are a mess.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to talk high level, then we'll get to the nice, like my part of sexy fun stuff.
I'm going to take a nap.
So first, people are reluctant to take supplements, but they're quick to take over-the-counters and prescriptions.
Yep.
And it's very similar to people are quick to say, oh, high-protein diets, aren't those bad? But they'll stuff a pizza in their face.
Mm-hmm.
So people put weight on whatever they choose. Their natural inclination, their subconscious, I don't know what it is, but if I tell someone that they need to do a high-protein, low-carb diet, the first thing out of many people's mouths is that safe?
Yes,
But
every time.
They will put down cheese, crackers, and wine for 48 hours straight at a wine festival. And they're like, this is completely healthy. It's so natural. It's wine. But perspective, right? So what people argue. So what are some of we're going to get into some HIPAA violations right now. What are some of the drugs? So if you don't know, Jen, and this is what's made me sensitive to physiology, understanding what has driven me more to understand even more about human movement and safety and proper form and all that good stuff, is that you hide it well. So not many people might know that you actually have a very crippling degenerative back condition.
Right.
And that started when?
That started, I would say my biggest episode was when I was probably it was either 22 or 23.
That's about when we started dating.
Yeah. So I had it. Well, yeah. So I would say 22 then was when I first noticed. I didn't think that most 22-year-olds should have a back like I had. Not in a good way.
You were lean. You weren't doing anything stupid. You were like vacuuming.
Yes.
And that was the first time that, the cartilage between the muscle or between the bones actually gave way, pinched a nerve, and you went down and spent a while in pain.
Oh yeah, I literally went like you said. I literally went down, and my 5'2" mom, I'm 5'8.5", had to try to help me. get up.
My favorite part of that story, not that there should be a favorite part.
Oh gosh.
Was that you got drugged to the hospital in a pair of like granny panties.
It was so I had these shorts that I don't really know how you describe the color. They're kind of like a skin tone.
You just threw those away like a couple
years
ago.
It's finally because you made me feel so bad about them.
It's a 25-year-old pair of ugly shorts.
They were probably, they should not have even been used to like mow the grass or like clean, but I was cleaning in them. They were the ugliest shorts in the entire world. And then my shirt that I had on when I went to the hospital was a black shirt that had a fluorescent yellow X through it.
Oh Lord! So you were looking right.
I was very hot.
So back in this was early 2000s. Obviously, you went through your issue, and there was a lot of pain.
Yep.
And the options were surgery. Back then wasn't hot, so you went the medicine route and pain management.
Yep.
And what was some? And again, we're spilling all your personal stuff. What was some of the meds that you? I know you've done Percocets.
Yep. So I've done Percocet. I've done Oxy. I've done
hillbilly heroin.
I've done the Motrin that you cannot buy over the counter.
Ranger candy.
Ranger candy.
It's 800 milligrams. Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard that.
They give them out like Pez in the military.
I took them like Pez.
Bags of them. I mean, they're just like I broke my knee. Here, take these.
Exactly. And countless. So it would be like, Flexeril. So it was like I go on an anti-inflammatory. I go on something for pain. I go on something for muscle spasms. So when all was said and done, there was a point where I was probably taking, I don't remember if it was 4 or 5 different drugs a day from the time I woke up till the time I went to bed, including waking up in the middle of the night to take more. And it was just simply so I could cope. And at the worst point with my back, there's about a 2-week period of time where I don't remember anything about my life. I remember laying back and forth, so I couldn't do stairs. So I was doing couch to floor, floor. And it was about 2 weeks, maybe 13 days. And if somebody could tell me, somebody could have said I had any conversation with them or I watched whatever movie, and it's a completely black period of my life.
While you were on the drugs?
Yes. Yep. Because I was in order to keep the pain, and I think it's important to say, until that point, I'm not a prescription person. I never finished any medication that I got put on as a child. I mean, my mom pretty much threatened me all the time. Like, do you like getting sick? Because you still haven't finished your prescription. I'd get sick again. Can you please finish this prescription? So when my back came, the fact that I actually followed the instructions
meant it was bad.
Meant that it was that bad.
So the big thing here is your choices were surgery, which in 2000 was a nightmare scenario.
Yes.
To let somebody go in there and do their voodoo on it because back surgeries weren't successful.
No, and at that time, they were telling me it was about a 35% success rate.
Yeah. So
I was not getting cut. Mm-hmm.
So the other option was opiates. And when you start looking at the level of medication that they're giving people, and it's no wonder that people become addicted. 2016 was one of the worst years reported for opiate deaths, and it was over 70,000. So over 78,000 people died. 72,000 in 2017 died from drug overdose. And the reason the overdose and this is opiate prescription.
Right.
And the reason it's so bad is because once you're on them for a period of time, you were phenomenal at pain management.
Yes.
And which made me good at pain management because it parlayed into the gym. Mm-hmm. Because now anyone that has a back issue, it's like, I totally understand where you're coming from because, someone I love is busted.
Right.
But the drugs that we take under urgent, dire need. So opiates, obviously, with degenerative spine, the pain was so bad you couldn't function. But then while you're on them, you're just a zombie.
Yeah, it's miserable.
Now, when we fast forward, when people go to the doctors now and they get drugs, and whether it's Z-Paks or opiates or painkillers or anything else that they're doing, the overuse and the people are cool just because the doctor prescribed it. People take it.
Yes, and take whatever the label says. So if it's like take 4, it's taking 4 even if you don't need them.
Yeah, so you could probably almost stop at 30%, and then you need to start assessing what's going on with you.
Exactly.
So the whole point of this is that there are people that have a genuine need, and when people look for pain look to pills for pain mitigation,
right,
or recreational or whatever else they're doing, you're bringing something in your body that the FDA has to control it because of the risks.
Correct.
So when it's a man-made thing, and I don't mean man-made like put together full of natural individual ingredients, when it's a man-made compound that manipulates the way the body functions, the way the cells function, interacts with your brain, some cross the blood-brain barrier, interferes with your heart, your lungs, your stomach lining, intestinal lining. When you start getting into those crazy things, people without even flinching, take me to the drugstore. I need to fill this prescription because I've got these things. Even aspirin. When we get into acetaminophen or we get into Motrin, there are warnings on these things. And I don't know if many people follow the Scary Doctor online personalities. All over-the-counter NSAIDs, so non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. They come with a black box warning, which means by using this product, you accept that you could die from it.
Right.
This isn't like going into back surgery and say, hey, we might slip and cut a nerve and you'll be paralyzed. You're taking something for arthritis.
Exactly.
Or you're taking something because I'm hungover, right. And the idea is, there's something so innocent and low risk as an aspirin. I'm just going to start pounding them. Well, we also found out, do you remember Motrin? The little yellow, was it Motrin? No, it was,
no,
oh, crap.
I know it wasn't Motrin.
Little yellow, different.
Little yellow.
What was that? They in particular, what were those called?
Oh my
I think
gosh.
They're off the market now. But they started showing that.
I'm going to have to make a note to Google that later if I can think of it.
Motrin and some of these NSAIDs in particular, one, there are a number of cases every year of people where they just had no issues with them. They take them and then they die because there's so much intestinal and stomach bleeding that people bleed out by taking NSAIDs.
Yep.
And before people go, well, you don't understand, my arthritis is so bad. It turns out that excessive long-term use of an NSAID has been shown to deteriorate cartilage. So while you found it, what's it say? I can't read it.
Nuprin? Nuprin?
Nuprin.
I don't even remember that.
Little yellow, different. Yeah, I think they're gone. Yeah. So, but when you start taking NSAIDs long term, it's actually been shown to decrease the quality and content of the cartilage within your joints. So while you're getting a short term pain relief because you've got arthritis, what you're doing is building a long term relationship with that company because you won't be able to manage the pain without them later when your joints get worse.
Exactly.
And people don't talk about that.
No.
So quick to take things over the counter. Quick to take things that are opiates and scary. There's deaths associated with them. But then we get into supplements.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. And it's funny, too, over the years, how many times I've been asked, terrible, but like, well, do you have any extra? Because I have a headache. And I'm like, you shouldn't be going around asking. Yes. It's like, you shouldn't be going around asking people for prescriptions, number one.
Well, so anytime you've been in trouble, I'm probably going to get you in trouble. There's always somebody that's got a couple pills left over for emergency.
Oh, they're always talking about.
So everyone always knows that, hey, I have to go back and get a prescription for this. I might as well save one or two. And there's like this network of emergency, meds out there for someone that's debilitated.
Exactly, which is terrifying because again, it's like, wait a minute, why aren't you going? Like for myself, it's like I will go to the doctor and get these prescriptions, and it's not like it's like this backdoor woods thing, and it's like, but if you're paying, one of two things could be terrifying. You either went through them faster than you should have, or your doctor, based on what they see, feel, or whatever, they don't think you need them. But
bravo to those doctors. You should have to at least do the legwork to go in and get them.
Exactly.
But if you have an event and it's, you're putting on your pants and all of a sudden you throw something out and you can't get to the doctor, that's bad too, because doctors aren't going to prescribe opiates over the phone. Okay, but when it comes to supplements, most people are like, I don't believe in supplements. I don't take anything. It's like, well, wow, why do you say that? Supplements is a $1 billion industry.
For a good reason.
Billions and billions. And the reason it's not regulated by the FDA is because it's things naturally occurring in nature or things naturally occurring in the body. So as long as you don't manipulate the compound, you don't have to get the FDA's approval to resell it.
Right.
The only other thing that you can't do, obviously, is you can't take a supplement and say it will cure or treat disease. They can't.
Right.
But you may find that a lot of your innocent conditions or B or C level things that are going on with you are due to deficiencies. So go to the doctor, you have a deficiency that has caused stomach acid problems. Doctor puts you on a protein inhibitor, which stops the production of acid in your stomach, which means now you don't digest food quality, which means you've got an undigested bolus. I love that word.
Bolus.
A chunk of food that hits your small intestine, doesn't have the right enzymes in it to break down. And now you've got something in your gut that doesn't break down and gets stuck in your gut or doesn't get processed. So all that's cool with people.
I know.
But when it comes down to taking something that actually might mitigate your deficiencies, a lot of people are hesitant. Now, there's a couple of things that right out of the gate, everyone should be taking these 6. All right, so we got 6 primary. The brands, we're keen on a few brands. Just for this, out of respect for you, listener, I'm not going to push a brand because it's not about that on this show. No. I've got some. Do your research. I only ever take or use or resell something that I think is the best.
Absolutely. And if we find something that's even better, we yank it and bring in the new stuff.
So now the media is always doing stupid things to make people feel stupid for doing smart things. Okay, so there was an article that came out 2 or 3 years ago that said, it's been shown that fish oil will not extend your life, and in fact, it may cause cancer.
Of course.
There's just some knucklehead out there that said, I'm going to do this idiot piece on something that may be giving people relief or maybe improving the efficiency of their bodies.
Right.
No supplement is going to make you live longer. Now, we've talked before that your genetics loads the gun, your behaviors pulls the trigger. Now, the way your body processes micro and macronutrients. So a micronutrient, we're looking at your vitamins and minerals.
Right.
They're so small and so trace that you pick them up in your vegetables and in your meat, and then where the two don't overlap and give you enough of what you need to supplement in the gaps. Now, most people eat what? Fast food? Which means you've got things that are processed with soy. You've got things that are genetically modified. The nutrient content in those foods is gone, or it's so low it doesn't even matter.
Right.
Now, if you live on a farm and you eat 10 different types of vegetables and you rotate them and you've got good protein sources that aren't fed crap and aren't bred bad, your nutritional profile is probably pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
But starting with fish oil, people typically turn to something like fish oil, and I'm not going to make this too long and too boring. I'll try. Fish oil on the greatest level is an anti-inflammatory, and it also naturally helps to thin the blood. All right, so if you're looking at health issues or instances where you're worried about just blood thickening, blood pressure, inflammation, it's a real simple, cheap supplement to take. EPA, DHA. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm going to botch it, but it's huge, right? Just fish oil. I won't even get into the types. There's certain content of fish oil that's better over others. If you start with krill, it's one of the best. Cod, mackerel, you get into all these different sources where fish oil comes from. The ethical conflict with krill is it's the bottom of the food chain in the ocean, and they're saying it's messing things up, that we're harvesting them and taking them away from the next piece up the food chain.
Right.
Now, helping blood lipids, helping cells, messaging between cells, all these things happen when you take fish oil regularly. Nothing works if you don't take it regularly. Remember, every supplement is a trace amount of what you're taking. You're not going to take so much that you're like, I'm good for the year. I'm just going to do a 6-week protocol on this supplement, and I won't make magnesium for it, and I'm done. But fish oil, if you want to see the benefits, brain health, heart health, liver health, blood health, manage signaling between your cells, fish oil is the cheapest and easiest thing to do. And then, oh, by the way, if you run into any issues with blood, if you're worried about clotting, take fish oil. It's a natural blood thinner. See, that's not boring.
It's totally boring.
That was sexy.
I'm going to add my 2 cents, since you do all like the education. Sure. And I'm going to say, point blank, when I am consistent with fish oil, because you know that I'm terrible sometimes with supplements. I do really, really good. And then I'm one of those that kind of thinks I can stock up a little bit, even though I know without a doubt I can't. When I am consistent with fish oil every single day, we're talking 7 days a week, there is no hint ever of a headache, and my knees never bother me ever. There's no exception. There's never been an exception. So for myself, it's nice to say, kind of do like a little, I like to experiment on myself. It's take it, and then stop taking it, see what happens. And for me, it's joint pain and headaches. As soon as I incorporate fish oil again, no problems with either.
It's inflammation.
Right.
It's making it.
But it's a cool thing because you hear it all the time and you read this, you think sometimes it's a marketing ploy, but I can say for myself, it's something if you have headaches at all or you have joint pain or want to prevent joint pain, I would say give fish oil a shot at least before jumping into the doctor's office and saying, I need meds.
Super easy. Now, while we're on that joint health, anti-inflammatory, chondroitin and glucosamine are witchcraft supplements. There's been no study that has shown they've been worth a dang.
Right.
So I know people have them. They get them for their dogs and their pets, with joint problems as you get older. And typically folks run to that type of witchcraft nutraceutical hope when it's already too late. The idea that fish oil will help you no matter when you start, but if you do it before you have problems, you can extend the likeliness of when that will happen to you.
Exactly.
Maybe. Okay. The idea is you can't wait till you're busted to start trying to do something natural. I'm not saying that fish oil will cure you. If you've got rheumatoid arthritis, fish oil is not going to help you. So I hope that didn't come out that way. Cool. Good on fish oil?
Yes.
All right. So a multivitamin. Recommended daily allowance. I'm really going to try to not make this boring. Recommended daily allowance means the government, stop it. The government says you should get so much a day.
Right.
RDA never specifies male, female, active or inactive, older or younger. So if you don't get the right amount every day based on your individual needs, you're not getting enough. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. So it's got to be something that is hundreds to thousands of times over recommended daily allowance.
Correct.
So your multivitamin, your one a day, your single pill things, the way they're made, the way they're bonded, the way they digest, the way they uptake, all these things influence whether or not it's even working for you. You just end up with yellow pea if it's garbage. Okay? It's fluorescent green pea. Now, some of the big highlights on why people take... so there was a Haines study in 2010 that said that most Americans of all ages, they didn't come close to meeting dietary intake for almost 21 of the most important micronutrients for health deficiencies. So these health deficiencies were over 80%, and it included vitamin D, E, potassium, and 50% for choline, potassium, and magnesium. These are all things that you get if your food cycles well. If you're getting good food, cropped what you're giving me that. Am I going too far?
You could probably just wrap up like this sentence.
Multivitamin, take it. Is that what you're looking for?
It's...
Oh, come on, man. This is my wheelhouse.
I know it is your wheelhouse. Right now somebody's like, what's the first thing that he routed off? I think the important thing with that's why I'm here. I'm here to dial you back in. So the important thing is...
But we're talking about choline. Okay, so multivitamins, you got to take them every day. It's already studies show that humans, adults, young and old, active, inactive, you're deficient.
And can I just do a little plug for you here for a minute? If you don't know what to take, you need to contact Brian because the research done on multivitamins, he could truly write a book on it. Don't go to the store and buy crap.
Stay away from Chinese offshore trading company.
Exactly.
Costco.
You're so wrong. I thought you were going to say something else.
Nope.
Post something below this or get in touch with us, and Brian will tell you what to buy.
Don't buy things in bulk. Anything you buy of quality is going to have a quantity of a price tag to it.
Yeah.
So just, again, don't bother. Save your money.
Exactly.
If you're not going to be consistent and take it, don't buy it. If you're not going to buy it even above average, middle of the road, don't buy it.
Right.
You don't need to buy it from an MLM, by the way. Heads up, flash alert. Don't stick it to your arm. You can get it cheaper. How about that one for calling it out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, but you really don't. And again, I'd be interested to say to somebody, can you take a picture of your label and then take a picture of a couple more labels and you'll see that some of those LMs are crap.
You can take the extra money that you're spending on that unique certain product and go buy a higher end from a reputable source, and you'll get a better quality product, and you don't have to worry about everyone in the chain earning 20% on you.
Exactly.
Okay. So the next one real quick, vitamin D, prevention of disease, long-term health, body fat optimization, and then injury and illness rates. So vitamin D, if you're not outside, and I haven't been able to find anything to verify this, if you're not processing UV through the eyes while you're exposed to sun, your body doesn't process D. There's a signaling process that says you have to be able to perceive it through the eyes as well.
Right.
Sunglasses, especially... what are they called? UV sunglasses. You don't get the D. So you're not actually doing the work. So you can be in the sun, but you've got sunglasses on. It inhibits your ability to absorb D.
It's one of the greatest things. And I wish that we really could find like major research to back that up. If you think about that, it makes total sense. Isn't it crazy?
Some of it's hooey, but a lot of it, and the people that I got it from, I trust them.
Oh yeah. No, you had awesome sources.
I had good coaches. And good
people.
The other thing with vitamin D is that most of the time when anyone spends any significant amount of time outside, they sunblock up, which guess what? You don't just block rays, you block vitamin D.
Well, and that could be a whole other topic on
cancer.
What's in that. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about what's in the lotion?
Yeah.
Puts the lotion on its skin.
I knew you were going to, as soon as I said it, I was like, oh God, he's terrifying.
That's right. All right. So we're on number 4, magnesium.
That's my favorite.
So 300 processes in the body depend on magnesium. If you don't get enough, one of the first indicators is poor sleep.
Yes.
I'm going to short it right there. So there's all other kinds of requirements. Calming effect on the nervous system, which helps you sleep. Serotonin for the brain. It helps produce serotonin. Insulin sensitivity. These are all things for people that are pre-diabetic or diabetic. Magnesium's a winner. All right. So you want to keep in there.
Magnesium's my favorite.
Magnesium. Probiotics, I think we talked about before, just the gut flora, which is from your mouth all the way out to your...
I can't wait to see what you call it today. The pooper.
Your stink hole.
Oh, gross.
All right. So from top to bottom, and I know I've said this, there's a caste system of organisms that exist to keep you healthy from top to bottom. The ones in your mouth can't survive, and the ones in your butt. So you can't put some in your butt by putting somebody else's mouth on there. That went too far. Sorry. So probiotics, you want to take a broad spectrum, which means it's got to have multiple organisms. Did I say that right? Yeah, organisms. You want something with a lot of organisms. Yogurt's not going to get done. Ensure's not going to get it done. Fermented food, and then a broad spectrum probiotic. That is for optimal health.
Yes.
Your gut's tied to everything. So we talked about serotonin. If your gut, which is your intestinal tract, if that's banged up, you're not going to produce the hormones that you need, let alone digestion.
I think that jacks up everything if your gut isn't right.
Probiotics, take them for life.
Yeah.
Same with fish oil, same with the multivitamin. You need to take these. And again, it's not about extending your life. It's about making the life that I'm living the best it possibly can. You're not going to get cancer from taking from a multivitamin.
No.
Unless you get it from Chernobyl.
No, exactly. Nor is, and it's important to remember to say again, that it's not saying that any of these things will prevent anything from happening. It's just our diets, the majority of us, there is no way we are getting in all the micronutrients that we need. Mm-hmm. So something that is natural, to add that into your diet is not a bad thing.
It can't hurt.
Right.
So, and when you're looking for ways to find 1% advantages to your overall health, find a way to get 1%.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the value, it far outweighs the cost. Like, it's like, wait a minute, no, potential for people, better sleep, multivitamin. I think you just generally feel better. That one's a hard one to describe, but when you take them, you just feel better.
Most people when they're regular, like, I feel awesome.
Yeah.
And then they run out, or you go on vacation, you forget to take them, you fall out of the routine. Mm-hmm. Just get back on it. You don't need a Monday start the gym routine to start your supplements back up.
Of course not.
The only other things I'll cover real quick is fiber. Everything, if you think about one thing that this is going to help, there's nothing fun about fiber. Fish oil, I want anti-inflammatory. I want to help my blood, and I want to help with signaling. Mm-hmm. Multivitamin, I want all the systems in my body that contribute to weight loss, sex drive, sleep. I want everything to have everything it needs to be productive and do it well.
Yep.
Probiotic, I want to be as healthy as possible. Mm-hmm. Okay, to help keep you from getting sick often.
Yep.
Vitamin D fights off cancer, helps with body composition. There's a lot of benefits to vitamin D. Mm-hmm. Okay, super easy. Did I cover all 5?
And magnesium.
Magnesium, number 1. Makes you sleep like a rock star.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of other stuff that goes into choosing the right magnesium. That's not what this is about. It's just you need to supplement with it. And there is a formula per pound per body weight. So per gram per pound to determine exactly how much. So even though you get some in a multivitamin, you might need a little bit more in your extra magnesium supplement.
Definitely.
And the reason we go to fiber, colon health, when you start getting into better digestive health, look at this as like, what was the plumbing stuff that... What was the guy that used to circle the tub? Where you're going. There was a plumbing cleaning stuff that used to put in the tub. It had a bunch of scrubby little dudes that ran around the tub. What was that thing called?
We're getting stumped a lot today. I loved that commercial. But they were so adorable.
There was a commercial in the 80s where they were trying to unclog a drain, and when they squirted this stuff into the tub, it showed a bunch of little scrubber dudes.
Oh my God, they were so cute.
But they'd go do the work.
Yes.
I look at fiber like that. It just makes sure that you're optimal health. It has nothing to do with being regular, even though that's a benefit. You don't want to end up 55, find out that you've got a whole ton of undigested food in your gut, and guess what? You've got some concerns now. Fiber
is so inexpensive for what it does.
Yes,
fiber's that's called a no-duh.
The other two supplements, there's a whole lot more that we could talk about that I could recommend and show you why you should take it. But the other two most popular is a whey protein. You take it for muscle recovery, muscle repair.
Yep.
A lot of people have different aversions to different types. All proteins aren't the same. Unfortunately, we want a whey protein of a high filtration quality, and it needs to work well with your body. Not everyone can do whey.
Of course.
The last one is the most heavily researched training aid. I don't know if it qualifies as an ergogenic. I can't remember. But it's creatine. Creatine to help with explosive power, regular recovery, or better recovery. You'll see more gains and more advances to those of you that are creatine responders. Not everyone, unfortunately, not everyone responds to it. You can take it and see nothing. Right. But creatine is one of the most heavily studied, documented, years and years and years and years. Over 500 studies on creatine. It's the bomb. And it's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap horsepower. And it doesn't interfere. It doesn't cause weight gain. Any weight that you might notice, it's actually in the cell volume of the muscle. So you just look like you've got a little bit more muscle. But it absolutely doesn't amplify love handles. Right. Or, bra fat. It's not going to do that. I'm taking creatine. Look at this. That's got nothing to do with the creatine. It's got to do with your...
Might have been your mac and cheese you ate last night.
Or your Cold Stone. I'm going to go there. All right. So I tried to make it quick, and I tried not to make it boring.
It actually was not a boring talk. I was actually a little bit concerned I was going to fall asleep.
I'm going to do a whole show just on fiber.
You could do a whole show on all of those supplements individually.
They're worth the research. If you've got a trainer worth their salt, they know this stuff.
Yes.
Thankfully, we live in the great state of Virginia where I can give guidance. I can't prescribe anything, but I can have a conversation with a client about any of those things, and it's not in violation of. It doesn't end up crossing into medical practice.
Exactly.
So. Yay, Virginia, there's only 2-3 states in the union that allow you to talk to somebody about natural things. And by the way, that is not the work of the FDA doing that. That is the work of special interests trying to keep the good stuff out of your hands.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the pharmaceutical companies working against the FDA, working with the FDA to keep the information away from you that you need.
Exactly.
Because you got to go to a registered dietitian or a nutritionist who's also may or may not think sports centric, or they might not think optimal health. They just... I don't know. Not me.
We are very lucky that we have just some very intelligent people around us, and the doctors that we go to and everybody else. They kind of know and appreciate our lifestyle. So my hope is that people can find doctors, and
we have a DO that supports us.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
On point with,
you
guys are doing great. This is what you want. This is what you want to take. So
exactly,
find someone that supports that.
Exactly. Yep.
You don't want some 7-year-old crony that is anti-new age,
No. If the constant is let me refill your prescription, and it is not a needed prescription because you have something.
That's right.
Then you might want to look elsewhere.
That's it. All right, cool. I told you it'd be sexy.
I would definitely not say sexy.
Okay.
But it wasn't boring.
All right, questions or comments, we would love to hear them. If you're unsure, do your research. If you're not sure, if you've got other medical conditions or you've got other prescriptions, if you're on a blood thinner, you can't take fish oil. There's other things you need to talk to your doctor. So
definitely.
Healthy people looking for healthy improvements, awesome. Do some research. If you've got any issues going on, you need to clear it through somebody first.
Yes.
And if they're a DO or they're kind of a new age doctor or holistic,
like wellness kind of.
Well, they're going to give you the clear.
Definitely.
And take in whatever research that you find and just say, hey, this is what I read. Can I do this?
Yeah.
And they'll help you. All right.
All right. It's the end of our sexy topic.
That's it. Supplement sexy. All right, guys. See you on the next one.
All right.
All right. Be true.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Beyond the Dumbbells Show. We know you have thousands of options for content and entertainment. We appreciate you spending time with us. If you enjoyed our show, please share our web address, www.beyondthedumbbells.com, and maybe drop us a review. Until next time, live beyond.